Are you choosing the right cookware? La Gourmet is all about eco-solution. Not just that, but with a great emphasis on the 7 different types of elements. But today, I will show you some of the elements. For example, we have here the toughened clay pot. And we have here the cast iron Nitrigan wok. We have here they call it the honeycomb webbed cookware, and we call this the galactic. And of course, without fail, we have Shogun. Yeah, Shogun is very well known in this market, and it has a lot of specialties which I will talk about. And of course, stainless steel. Not just stainless steel, but multiply stainless steel, 5-ply stainless steel. Yeah, which we will also elaborate and explain to you much more. And not forgetting, we also have the 2 very eco-friendly, I call them the eco-buddy, the thermal cooker and the electric pressure cooker. Today, I'll be going deeper into 2 elements, the toughened clay pot and the Nitrigan. Now, what is Nitrigan? Nitrigan is a cast iron wok, which is very special. Cast iron gives you the wok-hay. It is something that when you cook in it, whether you fry a rice, whether you just fry an egg, it will taste heavenly. But there are 2 problems in cast iron. One of which is people say it's so heavy, yeah. And secondly, it rusts. It rusts so easily. La Gourmet understands the problem, thought about it, discussed with the factory, and have come out with a solution best suits for you. Our cast iron, firstly, is thinner on the side of the walls, but still thick at the bottom here, because you need it to be thick so it gives a good conductor of heat. But you don't need the walls to be that thick, so we make it thinner so it becomes 30% lighter than most cast iron cookware. Next, it's fantastic. What we have done is the cookware has gone through a nitriding process, a special process which makes the cookware rust resistant. And when it's rust resistant, it's so easy to use. You see, I've been using this cookware for the past 5 years. You don't see the rust, and it still looks good. I cook on it almost every day. This is very special. It is a truly Oriental clay pot. And why so? Since time immemorial, we love to cook in clay pot. Somehow or other, the grandmothers would tell us it's always taste. The soup is tastier, the porridge is tastier, but they cannot give us the reason why. Now, for this, why it's so toughened is because after it's been baked and been done, it goes through the oven. And it goes through the oven at 1280 degrees Celsius to slowly, in the kiln, to actually slowly sort of heat it up and then toughen it. You know, it's a slow process. And this is what makes this clay pot so special. So now, today, I'm going to cook something simple you would love to follow. Something simple to cook, which is salmon rice. This is basmati rice, yeah, which is more long grain. I put it in. I'm going to cook for 3 people today, so I use 1.5 cup. It's all up to you how many cups you want to use, depending on how many people you want to feed. After that, the usual way of cooking rice. Just to make sure it is just at that level. Yeah, it's about right. Yeah. Normally, you know, we cook rice up to this level. I'm using the old-fashioned traditional way. Yeah. So when the rice is in the process of cooking, I'll be doing frying the salmon. So simple. What do I do with the salmon? You just buy the salmon from the supermarket. Make sure it's fresh. Just add in a little bit of seasoning with a bit of pepper and Himalayan salt. I always use Himalayan salt. It's a healthier alternative to white salt. And season it, put it in the fridge. Now I'm going to cook, I'm going to fry it. Very important, I like to give you tips on how to use the cast iron. Always make sure you heat it up until it is hot. You can see that it is hot. Then you turn off one flame, which I just did, and just keep on the medium flame. And even in the medium flame, you can even go down because the cast iron keeps the heat together and transfer it. It has very good conductor of heat. So now I'm going to put the fish. Another tip I give you, which is so healthy, that's why I love this cookware and I love to cook salmon, I don't use oil. No oil is used at all. Because salmon has oil. So I don't use oil, I just put it in. Yeah. I just put it in. And then I put down the flame to lower. You have to lower the flame because it's already hot. And then just cook. It cooks in its own omega-3 oil. You see, as I fry, can you recall, I put the flame down to lower than medium. I use only the small flame and I put it down slightly lower and I let it fry by itself. But you can see now, no oil. But are you seeing the oil coming out? You see, the oil is oozing out from the salmon. Yeah, you can see the oil oozing out. And these are really good omega-3 oil. But the beautiful thing is, look at the oil, the omega-3 oil. Normally, when I have this omega-3 oil, after I fry the salmon, I use omega-3 oil to fry the vegetables. I put in asparagus, big onion, some big chilies, whatever you want to put in, and you can fry it without adding more oil. Just a little bit of seasoning that you want to use, natural seasoning like soy sauce or a little bit of oyster sauce. You can do that as well. Important thing is always keep your flame low and let it cook, but do not overcook the salmon because we're going to put it into the rice and the rice is hot, so it will further cook. So don't overcook the salmon. So you see, I fried it and look at the omega-3 oil. I'm breaking it up. I'm breaking up the fish, yeah, because I'll be putting it into the rice, so I need to break the fish up. You can see it's broken, but you look at the omega-3 oil. It's incredible. So much oil. But it will not be wasted because I'll be putting it into the rice, yeah? You can see that? So now I break it up. The fish is already cooked. I switch it off because I'm waiting for the rice to be cooked. I think the rice should be cooked by now. Let's look. Yes, it does look cooked. Yeah. Yes, it's nicely cooked. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the salmon that has been fried over to the rice. It's so simple, yeah? Put everything inside. Normally I will also drain the oil onto the pot. Yeah, you can see I drain every part of it into the pot, so not a bit of the omega oil is wasted. Yeah, a bit heavy. So then what I do next is that I will stir this into the rice. Now you'll be wondering, why am I doing that? You see, as in Japanese restaurant and also the Koreans, they love to char the rice. So what I'm going to do is, I will be putting the fire a bit bigger to char the rice. There's some oil inside there now. Sometimes if you find you're not enough oil, you can also add some oil there if you want to, some olive oil. Yes, just a bit will do. And I like to use this first draw soy sauce. So I just add in. The Japanese don't add in soy sauce, but this is my own concoction. I like it to be a bit saltish, so just a bit of soy sauce. Yeah. And then I stir it before to make sure the bottom is not stuck. You may need to scrape it a little bit now and then to get the bottom not to be stuck, because it will be, it's normal to get a little bit of it stuck at the bottom. Yeah, because you're going to char it. So now that I've stirred it, I'm going to sort of leave it, cover it, and let it char for a little while. Now it's the finale. I have sort of charred the salmon rice for a while. You can see there, you can see some of the smoke coming out. That means there's some burning at the bottom. We want the bottom to be burned a little bit so that it's charred. Yeah. not burnt but char. Here I have roe. You see, we must not put too much salt or soy sauce, just a pinch, because the roe is also saltish. So what we do is, the finale is to put in the roe. Yeah, you can get this from the supermarket, in the Japanese pot section of the supermarket. You can just put in the big roe, or in my case, I also have the small roe. Isn't it beautiful? Look at it. I can tell you, the salmon rice with the salmon roe is simply delicious, tasty and so delicious.